Hello fellas, welcome to my channel. All of us agree that OpenVAS is an awesome tool to perform scans for vulnerabilities, mainly in networks, local networks, right? Great. But how can we use OpenVAS and avoid issues with the law? We need to make sure we use OpenVAS legally. And that is what I want to discuss with you today. Actually, that information is very important and we can find on the manual. I'm using here the Greenborn Enterprise appliance, the one I imported on VirtualBox, and I'm connected to it. Now I want to show you what I want to discuss with you in this video. So for that, let's go to help and go to user manual. And when we are here, just scroll down for this very important second topic here, read before use. Many people, when they start to conduct vulnerabilities, sometimes during the vulnerability, even yesterday, someone emailed me saying that, can you help me? I don't know what happened, but whenever I start a scan, he mentioned one service that was stopped during the scan process. And why that? That is what I'm going to cover here as well. So this is very important for us to read this information before we start scans, mainly when we are using OpenVAS. Why that? OpenVAS uses vulnerability tests to perform scans, and sometimes it can act as an attacker. So we need to make sure we have first authorization to perform that scan, and we need to make sure we are aware about what can happen during the scans for us to avoid surprises. The first thing, if we see this second point here affects on the scanned network environment, we need to analyze and discuss all of this information right now. The first thing, during the scan, OpenVAS can act or behave like an real attacker. We need to have that in mind, and when it happens, maybe we can have some servers being stopped to work, suddenly stopped work, some users being blocked to access some service within the organization, within the system. The second point, it may leave logs on the systems. All right, so you are connected to a network and you are performing scans. Make sure you are aware that that scan can leave some logs on the system of the target, and that can get your IP address, your MAC address, maybe your computer name. You need to be aware about that. That's why we need first the authorization. Another thing very important that can happen during the scan is, as OpenVAS has so many NVDAs here, as you can see, this is the total NVDAs available here. And this, sometimes we are scanning devices or targets within the network, and sometimes the network has intrusion and prevention systems. And when we perform scans, those systems can detect this scan as any intrusion, as any attacker to the system, and can trigger some alerts. We need to be aware about that, and also we need to make sure we inform the client when we go to perform a vulnerability scan. Not only the client, maybe you are starting now, you're learning about OpenVAS, and you may want to start scanning your network. You need to be aware about that. Okay. Another thing very important, back to the book, back to the manual. Another thing very important is the network can become slow, and it can behave like you are being attacked. I mean, someone is performing an attack called known as DOS, denial of service. And during the denial of service, what happened is the denial of service attack is when any attacker sends so many requests to a specific system or website or services, many requests in short period of time, and the system cannot process all those requests at that time. So, and when that happens, the system or the service become unavailable. And in worse scenarios, we can have some broken devices during this scan using OpenVAS, and that can result in faults, blocking users to log on, to log in on system and services. In general, it can become a headache. Very simple scan. We just set up the target, we select the scan, and we start our scan. But during this scan, we can have many problems. And that's why it's very important for us to request authorization first. If you go to the description below, you will find a link to download a form to request authorization to perform scans. Make sure you are acting legally according to the law and also avoid issues. Make sure you inform your client about that. All right, this is all for this video. See you in next video.